Well, if this was a sailing travelogue, I'd say as we turn our bow towards the south in search of new horizons. Well, that didn't go exactly as planned. Well, good morning from Ajo. Ajo is a small town located, I don't know, maybe 40 miles or so north of the Mexican border. Highway 85. Beautiful little small town. We've been here before. This is the Sonoran Desert still. And it's an absolutely beautiful place. I just got up. I haven't even had coffee yet, but the light is so beautiful. I just wanted to get out here and get some shots while I could. It doesn't last very long. Pretty soon the sun gets high and then all the shadows and everything gets kind of flat. So with this side lighting, it's incredible. We're camped about, just a few miles south of Ajo in an area called Darby Wells. It's on the Darby Wells Road, and that road starts about a mile and a half to 2 miles south of the town, south of the city limits itself. And it's dirt going back in. The road's pretty good, little washboard in places. You can get a Class A in, at least at the very beginning of it. There's a lot of campsites, but you know, we don't deal in the bigger motorhomes. We talk about smaller outfits on this channel. And with that said, there are a ton of camping spots back in here you can get into if you have a smaller outfit. And there's plenty of places for even like a Class C, but if you've got like a van or a pickup truck and a small trailer or a teardrop or something like that, there's a lot of places in here and it's beautiful. And that being said, we did end up on a four-wheel drive road, and I ended up backing that trailer up for I don't know, a couple hundred yards around a curve and everything to get back out. Most of the campsites I've seen here are really clean. There are some with a lot of broken glass and garbage, but you know, it's all BLM land, and there's thousands of acres down here to enjoy. This road is actually part of the El Camino del Diablo, which we talked about in a previous video. That road heads kind of east out of Yuma over here to Ajo before heading south down into Mexico. And if you're into riding ATVs, side-by-sides, dirt bikes, it's one heck of a nice trip. This is, first week of January, and it tends to be pretty cool down here in the mornings, hence the insulated coat. About another hour from now, I'll be in a t-shirt, but it sure is a lot better than Montana. Well, I'm heading back to camp for that coffee, and later on we're going to go into Ajo, and I'll show you a little bit about what the town looks like and what's there. Well, good morning.
Well, good morning.
I was just showing everybody what a beautiful place this happens to be.
Boy, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. the Oregon pipe cactus, the saguaro, the barrel cactus, the sunshine.
Cacti country.
How'd you sleep last night?
I slept okay, and I woke up, so good to go.
Good to go. Is it my turn to make coffee?
Yes.
I seem to remember.
No, I made it last.
You did? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're asking me, which coffee is this?
I'll get right on it.
The most noise we had this morning was when a bicyclist went by.
Really? Those noisy bicyclists?
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. The downtown Ajo area is a historic district, and the architecture is just beautiful. Across the street from us here is the Ajo Plaza, the original downtown area with its Spanish architecture. This is the center of the plaza. They still have their Christmas decorations up, but looks like they did a nice job. On some of the fences around town, you can see bougainvillea. There's big eucalyptus trees. What a nice place. Just some more views of the plaza. There's a secondhand antique store. Linda's in there right now. There's a coffee shop down here, ice cream. Looks like a pleasant place to spend the afternoon. And then across the back is the old train depot. And now it's a visitor center. Now the prices in Ajo are quite a bit higher than other towns in Arizona, but that's because it's so out of the way. There's nothing down here except for Ajo. And then you go beyond Ajo, heading south, not too far to the Mexican border, but you go through Oregon Pipe Cactus National Monument. That's a beautiful area too. They have a huge RV park there. Probably pretty crowded this time of year. So whereas the prices are higher, at least you can get what you need. And then this is from in front of the train depot, looking back out across the center of the plaza. You know me, I don't do too many travel logs, but this place, I thought it was worthy of one, so I'm doing my best here. Hope you find it interesting. Here comes Linda, and she's carrying something. What'd you find there?
Oh, I just bought a book. Oh.
A book? Oh, cool. Something to read on these long, dark evenings, yeah?
Yeah. The dog looks like he had something to tell me, so I thought I should get it.
Let me see your book. Yeah, that dog looks kind of smart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you come into town on the north side is the Napa store. I just spent some money there myself. And then right next door is Belly Acres RV park, and you can buy propane there. Coming up on the right side here, we have the Chevron station. And right on the other side of that, on the right, is Olson's Supermarket. It's a big IGA. Well, not big, but medium-sized IGA. So you can get all your groceries there. And there's a water dispenser in their parking lot, as well as one at the Chevron station that we just passed. Water is $1 for 5 gallons of filtered drinking water. Have a Dollar General store. There's also a Family Dollar store here in town. Coming up on the left side is the Lemon Bright Laundromat. Family Dollar store right across the street. Gas at $2.49 is about 20 cents higher than it is in Yuma. On the right-hand side up here is the Shell station. This is where we filled up with propane yesterday. Service was fast and friendly. Propane, though, at $3.39 a gallon is $1.39 higher than it is in Yuma. They do have a car wash here. I think we'll go spray off the dust. Kind of a handy thing to be able to do after you've been out on the dusty desert roads. Of course, we'll be dusty again by this evening. That's actually pretty good value for the money. It went a long time for $1.50. Time to hit the road. Well, up above Ajo is the Ajo mine. I don't even know what they mined here. I can't find any information on it. The lookout here is closed. But I'll give you a peek of it anyway. It is a huge open pit mine. We're heading down south for Gunsight camping area, BLM land, right down below the little, well, I don't know, I don't think you'd call it a town, but it's called Y. It's a wide spot in the road by the name of Y. So that's where we're headed right now. Well, that didn't go exactly as planned. We went down to the Gunsight area, which is just 4 or 5 miles south of Y, Arizona, and just a few miles north of Oregon Pipe Cactus National Monument. And we went down there to meet up with Greg of Nomad Untethered, and had a really nice meeting with him, and we enjoyed the afternoon, and then Linda and I camped out there on the desert. Now, down there it's open and flat. And if there's a huge BLM area where everybody goes in and camps, and the reason for going there is if you're going to visit Oregon Pipe, the national monument down there, and you don't want to go into the campground, which right now is reservation only. So if you can't get in there, or you don't want to go in there, then this is where you camp, is about the 55-mile marker on Highway 85, just south of Y. Anyways, we went in there, and Linda and I like to be out on our own, away from everybody. It's just the way we are. But if you camp within like a half a mile of the highway, it's sandy, not too dusty. If you go further out on the desert, it gets talcum powder dust. Even if you're just moving along at 2 or 3 miles an hour, there's big poosh of just dust everywhere. So we didn't like that. And then we did set up camp and stayed one night, but just walking around there was so dusty, it just didn't feel good. So we went back north, and now we're back on Darby Well Road, just south of Ajo, Arizona. Amazingly beautiful in here. There's hills to climb and places to explore, and this is more of what we like. So this is the big hole in the ground you found?
Yeah, come see, come see.
Yeah, from what you described, I may not want to get too close.
Don't go rushing up over this hill.
Holy moly.
See, you can't go near the edges because it's all rubble.
Boy, animals could fall down inside.
I think there's a grate.
Yeah, but whatever goes in there ain't coming out. I know it's hard to tell. The opening is 8 feet across and 15, 16 feet deep. Go ahead, Linda.
Hey, listen. I think there's
I can see the bottom. Yeah, it's just probably an exploratory hole, from the mining days. Yeah, that's all it is. Oh, you know what this is?
Oh, that's the bug thing?
No, if you open this up, this is going to be a mining claim in here. Go ahead, open it up.
Oh, I don't want to. There's another one over there. It'll probably fall apart.
No. See? That's exactly what it is. That's the paperwork for this mining claim.
Oh.
July 2013.
Mill site claim consists of 5 acres, more or less. Okay. Wow. That one is like a perfect slingshot.
You know how Linda's always shooting slingshots? Well, that's Linda's perfect slingshot. So just walking along, looking at all this gravel, and found this little tiny piece of Native American pottery. And you know, when I'm looking for things like this, I've learned to let my eye look for what doesn't belong. In this situation, it was the evenness of the thickness, because it was laying edge up like this. And I picked it up, and yeah, sure enough, it's a piece of Native American pottery. But that brings up something. Well, sometimes when you're looking for that needle in the haystack, you have to train your eye to look for that thing that doesn't belong. When Linda and I were younger, a lot younger, we used to go hunting, and she's the one that taught me how to look for game. She learned it from an uncle in Hawaii. Believe it or not, there's a lot of hunting that goes on in Hawaii. A lot of subsistence hunting that goes on the island of Molokai, where she's from. But an uncle had taught her how to look for game. He says when you're looking out at the hillside, or you're looking out across the plains or whatever, look for what doesn't belong. And that means you're looking out there and you see trees and bushes and grass. You're seeing yellows and greens and browns. But, oh, there's a brown that's a little different. And it may be a deer. Or the grass is all, the bushes are all waving in the wind, and then you see one that does this. Oh, it's the antler of a buck. Train your eye to look for what doesn't belong. And that's kind of the thing too, when I'm poking around out here and looking for signs of Native American life. I kind of just look for colors and that doesn't belong. I look into the sun. I look on the ground for something that shines, because arrowheads and things like that are a really smooth rock, and they'll actually shine in the sun a little bit. And all the other rocks are dull, you know. Look for what doesn't belong.
Well, we never run out of entertainment out here in the desert, but we'd like to know, what do you do? Let us know.
Well, Linda and I have been at this particular campsite for over a week. That's really unusual for us. Why'd we stay here? Well, for a lot of reasons, I guess. We're still down here on the Darby Well Road, just on the south side of Aho by a couple of miles. And, well, for one thing, you can see it's incredibly beautiful. Another thing is that it's quiet. There's a lot of campers in the area, but it's all BLM, so we're all far apart. It's not too windy in Aho, not as windy as Quartzsite and Yuma. Little town of Aho has everything we need. It takes us, including the dirt road going out of here, it takes us less than 20 minutes to get into town. It's just been a nice stay. Right on the upwind side of our camp are these rocks here, this kind of bluff, and it's been blocking winds, and we still get some breeze in camp, but it hasn't been bad at all. That's something to look for. Two things, when you make your camp, especially out here in the desert, the wind does blow, and that is to get it so that you've got something on the upwind side of you to kind of make the winds go over top of you a little bit or give you some shelter. Also, the road going past our camp is on the downwind side, so when people go by and create dust, it blows away from us. Pretty nice. Things you need to think about when you choose a campsite. Branching off of Darby Well Road, there's numerous roads, most of them numbered. It would be a good idea to have a good map, but at the same time, there's places to camp on this BLM land all over the place. And as I look around here, it'll probably be hard to see in the lens here. I see people camped way out in the distance out that way, and I'm just kind of doing a 360 here, and people camped way over there and over here. There's a lot of different places you can park, a lot of nice campsites. In the town of Ajo, there are a couple of RV parks. They look pretty full, so I think you'd need to get a reservation in early. And then 10 miles south of here in Y, I think there's one or two places where you can get full hookups. But there's a lot of BLM camping around the town of Y also. And this is just a pretty place to come. If I didn't have places to go and people to see, I think I'd stay here my full 14 days. I don't think I'd leave. I've never been so comfortable in a camp spot. This is a nice place. For those of you that are new to this, on BLM land, you usually get 14 days in one spot, and then you've got to move. The rules vary area to area, but usually you got to move like at least 25 miles. Then you can stay there for 14 days, and eventually after a certain period of time you can come back. Usually if you have 3 or 4 spots to go, you could spend, you could just keep moving around and spend quite a bit of time. And it's all free. Most of the places are pretty clean, but it's a pretty nice way to spend your time. I forgot to mention places to eat. There's a few places in Ajo of, well, 2 major ones, I guess. Well, not major. One we drove by during the week and it said Fish Fry Friday. And we went by on Friday just by chance, and you could smell the fish frying. It was nice, though. And then a couple days later, they said Country Fried Steak Friday. So I guess every Friday they do something special. We did eat at the Agave Grill. They specialize in hamburgers, thick and juicy, very nicely prepared, all different kinds, whether you want blue cheese or barbecue style or whatever, and the fries were fantastic. Big meal. Anyways, those were really good at the Agave Grill. We went in for lunch and the service was very nice too. I can recommend them.
We love Ajo and the surrounding area.
We've had a great time down here. I hope we showed you enough to encourage you to come down here and enjoy this place yourself, because I think you should. Anyways, what'd you say?
What?
Anyways, please like, share, and subscribe. We need you to do that. See you around.